Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Inbaal. I'm a psychic, tarot reader, and witch, and I'm here with you every Tuesday evening, UK time, or Tuesday afternoon if you're in the US, or a Tuesday morning. Is it Wednesday morning if you're in Australia? Wednesday morning if you're in Australia. And I'm here to chat to you about all sorts of esoteric topics and mystical occurrences. If you'd like to get involved, whatever platform you're watching me on, you should be able to send messages to screen, except for Instagram, unfortunately. So if you're watching me right now on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Twitch, yeah, that's it. Then you can send a message to your screen and it'll appear on my screen like this. For example, we've got Cam who says, hi and bad love, Kamal Sheila. Mwah. And as you can see from the icon, she's sending that from Facebook. Whereas Sandy Black is sending the message from YouTube. See, so you can see the little red square, and he says, "Hello, Inbal, New Year's blessings to you," and all in chat. So, if you're watching on Instagram, I do keep an eye on messages here and there, but it's on a different browser. Able to bring it up to screen. So I'm going to flash up the messages that have come so far. If you're new to the whole channel, we're an entire esoteric channel. That means that we've got some programs that are about fully mystical stuff like cryptids and hauntings. And we've got some programs that are more towards spiritual stuff like mediumship and even prayer sessions. Why not? Why not? So the first message that I have to show you, because that is important for our, existence here on the web, is from Grizzly Chris, who runs the channel, and he says, "You can support me by sending stars. Stars help me earn money to make more content." It's important. I'm broadcasting live from the UK. I know that a lot of you watch us from all corners of the globe. I know that Cam is from not too far from me in Northern England. Sandy Black is also in the UK, but Roger Blair is not. So Roger Blair says, "Howdy, Inbal and everyone." I think you can tell by the howdy that he's not necessarily local to me. And Daria, I'm going to pronounce it like that because it is an assumed name of one of my favorite gals who says, "Hi, Inbal, sending love from Poland. Dziękuję, mwah, my beautiful tarot lady. Dziękuję to you too." Matt and Sonny are saying hi. Rob from the UK is saying hello, hello. And Sabrina from not the UK, but I don't want to expose where people are if they don't want to say where they are. But from across the pond is saying hola Inbal. And I think I saw Pam. Yeah, I saw Pam up there saying hello. It has been a while. It has been a while. So I was gone for Christmas. I wasn't like gone from anywhere. I was just sort of not doing the show over Christmas. So that was the final 2 weeks of December. I was here last week, if you caught me, and here today and moving forward. So Roger Blair says, "I'm in the mountains of eastern Kentucky." It sounds so romantic and also so cold. I'm in the mountains of northern England and it always rains here. Sandy says, "Devon, UK. I didn't know you were in Devon. How gorgeous." Marcus made it. Hey, Marcus. Mwah. Saying good evening, Inbal. Hope all is good with you and fam. All is 100% fine. Rob says, "Very lovely makeup. Have you been doing media work stuff or is this especially for us?" Funnily enough, I was actually doing media work stuff, that's all typing. I've been typing all day. My eyes are very angry with me. I've been typing all day, not really taking breaks. So I was doing predictions for an awards show, not revealing too much. And I was doing astrology analysis for contestants of a reality show, not saying which one. And gosh, my head is so confused. Let me look. I'll look at my outgoing emails. But yeah, I have been doing lots of stuff that kept me barefaced. So I just sort of ran upstairs in panic and threw on my face whatever was to hand. So yeah, star sign compatibility. Mercury retrograde article that's going one way, and then Mercury retrograde article that's going to someone else. So I was kind of doing it. I was doing two versions that will end up in two different outlets. And then mini readings, and then a couple of things that I have to submit tomorrow. Oh, and like some body language. So I have been doing media stuff, but I've been doing off-camera media stuff. So this whole thing is just for you. In fact, 20 minutes ago, I had my hair in pigtails and everything. It's very kind of you to share the compliment. Pam says, good to see you. Good to see you too. Sabrina, welcoming Mark. How was your new year? Welcoming Rob. Marcus replying to Sabrina. Very, very lovely. Thank you all for interacting and getting in touch. Rob says, well, you look lovely. Thank you very much. I am lovely. So the weirdest thing happened on Thursday, maybe Friday. What day was it? I was on a video call with one of you. I think Friday. I was on a video call with one of you, and I pulled out this book, I think, to look for my tree of life that I made. And I was very surprised when a card came out, and I worried that it was a card. There was a letter from an ex-friend who said awful things to me once in a letter before social media, and I kept that letter for a long time, but I thought I'd thrown it away. So I was a little bit concerned to open the envelope, but open the envelope I did. And it had a birthday card in it. And I didn't open the birthday card, but on the corner of the book, it said who bought the book for me. And it was really nice because it was a fortune-telling book by friends who are not at all sort of in that kind of life. Two of them were sort of quite church-goey, and the third one was not very church-goey, but Catholic. So I was really moved when they bought me the book. It would have been for my birthday. Gosh, I think it says 1997 on it. So 29 years ago? 29 years ago. So I was very moved when they bought me that book. It wasn't until later on that day that I realized that this card that I didn't remember having, that I could have sworn I don't have, has a greeting from my friend Tata, who sadly passed more than 10 years ago. And Friday was her birthday. When I found this card that I didn't know I had, it was her birthday. And I thought, how incredible. How incredible. What unbelievable ways people on the other side, beings on the other side have of communicating with us when it is needed. I haven't read the card yet. I could be persuaded. I haven't read the card yet. I'm sure, I'm sure it's sort of very, very innocent. But for me to pull out a card that I didn't know existed for 29 years from my dead friend on her birthday, I thought that was bonkers. I don't know. I thought that was really, really nuts. Let me flash up a few more messages. Marcus says, by the way, my hair is growing like a weed. Loving it though after being bald. It's good that it is growing. I think that's a sign from the universe as well, to be honest. It's coming back. It's coming back because, you were poorly and the hair went at the time that you were poorly, and now it's coming back and it's saying to you, you are healthy. You are staying healthy is what it says. Pam says Thursday, possible. I thought, where is my diary? I thought it was Friday. I thought it was Friday mostly because I know that on Thursday I couldn't do the thing that I was doing. Wait. Paper diary. Paper diary doesn't let you down, doesn't need charger. Yeah, the 9th was the Friday. And it was definitely her birthday because for a long while, I had her phone. She gave me her phone, and then whenever I would sort of ring to fix up something with the phone, I would have to say that my name was her name, and that her date of birth was my date of birth. So it really sort of stuck in my mind. Lionel says, uplifting our heads to knowledge. Beautiful. Pam saying, just guessing. All right. Very good. Lionel says, thank you. You're very welcome. Where in the country or where in the world are you, Lionel? Marcus says, 1997. I was 15, nearly 16. I was getting ready to leave secondary school. Oh, for Tata, that's beautiful. It was so special. Robert says, oh, happy birthday to all the lost friends no longer with us. So when I was just starting out, I lived with Tata for a little while. She was a refugee, so she had like a very, very small place, like a little apartment. It was actually in Mornington Crescent. If you know London, very close to where Coco is, but it had a different name. Was it Camden Palace? So it was really sort of just a studio flat. So I would sleep here and she would sleep there. And she asked for a reading, for me to practice. That was really, really kind of her. And she was a Capricorn, obviously, January birthday, and had big dreams, always had big dreams, and indeed sort of was eventually very successful in business. And I did her the reading and I said to her this and that, and it was sort of really unlikely stuff. And that really unlikely stuff that I don't want to share too much turned out to be bang on. It was like exactly right. Partner cheating on her, don't even. And she said to me, you need to do this for a living. You need to get a shop and you need to charge a lot for every reading, because I've never believed that anybody could do what you do. And you should be on TV. You should be on TV. You should be on people's screens so that they could have readings with you. So, skip and a hop and a jump 29 years later, and here we are. Here we are. Maybe that is the message. Pam is saying she's just letting you know she's with you. Thank you, Pam. That's made me cry. Thank you. That's incredible. And that's more than enough. Nilda Gonzalez is here saying, lady and everyone, blessings, blessings, blessings. Nilda, how are you? Kim is saying hi, Inbaal. Hi to you. Sabrina says it was good. Yeah, for the Christmas. And she says, oh wow, I see that as a sign she wanted to reach out to you. I'm such a detail-based person that I walked around with it for a while thinking, why? Why did she want to reach out? Was there something that I needed to know? Was there something that I needed to do? So yeah, let's see what the card actually says. And it's going to say something sort of really really vanilla. Darling, stay cool and enjoy the birthday. You know that time is on your side. Lucky. Oh, I can't say that word. Love you so much, Tata. Time is on your side. I suppose that's a nice message, isn't it? That is mind-blowing. And no disrespect to the other girls whose messages I didn't read. But yeah, that was something. What happened to you this Capricorn season? Marcus says, and then guess what happened, Inbaal? You managed to do all she suggested except the charging loads. Do you know what was really funny? Because this is such a long time ago. For her, charging loads like what she asked was a lot less than than what it would be now. Georgia Broxholm from my messages is saying hello. Kim says, remember, there is no such thing as time and space, or there's many things, many-fold things of time and space. So if anyone fancies a little reading, a little check-in, a little yearly message, send them in. George is saying, how are you? Very well, darling. Thank you so much. I was doing a lot of writing today, which is a lot of fun. I enjoy it a lot, but it's nice to do something with, with a voice and with the screen. So I've got the thought deck right here. I've also got the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And if anyone fancies a little message, just let me know. Don't be shy. Dal says, let go of the past which serves you no purpose today. Absolutely beautiful. I get on board with that. Nilda says, would like a check-in reading. Let's do that. Kick things off with Nilda's reading. So we'll do a quick little annual for you. What is coming up for Nilda in 2026? Right. You've got a couple of the highest, most spiritual cards in the tarot, but it always comes with a little crisis in between. So it says that between now and the summer, it's a lot of joy, a lot of interacting, a lot of learning to trust your intuition. So we've got the sun, the sunniest card, and then it says that once you've trusted your intuition, you're going to get into a crisis, and your crisis will be spiritual, intellectual in nature. You'll be saying to yourself, why am I gifted? Why was I given those blessings? What am I supposed to do with those blessings? Do I need to help the world? Do I need to heal people? Where is this meant to be taking me? And the answer that will come to you in the second half of the year is that basically, as long as you keep true to your path, as long as you keep moving forward, you will be placed in the exact spaces and situations that will show you what you are meant to be doing with your gift. So we have soaring, crisis, soaring some more, but in a different way. Best of luck. Happy New Year. And we've got a heart from Georgia, and then Rob saying, I'd love a mini career message for sure. Let's look at a little mini career message for Rob. I know you don't want to change, but you're getting the change card. And it says that in the beginning, it'll be hard for you to decide which direction to go. That's good, that's normal. But as long as you take a step, any step, one application, doesn't matter to where, just, somewhere that pays. It doesn't matter what experience they need. They might still take you, fill in an application. As long as you take a step, you will have fulfilled the required steps. As long as you take a step, you will have fulfilled the requirements for the change card. So a change is important. A change is important. Which change? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. At this moment, any change. It's Ryofu is saying, do minds, please. Absolutely. Let's have a look. So, shall I refer to you as Fu? Is that right? So, Fu has very intellectual cards. It says you're too much caught in your mind. You are all about the thinking, the planning, and then when it comes to doing, you're questioning yourself and you're saying, am I doing it right? Did I make the right decision? Maybe there's other options. And this leaves you stuck in one space. Not just stuck in one space and berating your own self for being stuck in one space. And so if you're able to take action and to invite yourself to new spaces, you'll get out of the hamster wheel of thinking, planning, berating yourself. Action is good. Any action is good. I'm going to do a quick message that I see that's coming from Instagram. So like I said, I can't see Instagram on this screen, but I can flick over and I see that Margarita Style has sent a message, and she hasn't in a really long time. So Margarita Style says, what's coming up for me in the first quarter of 2026? Let's have a look at Q1, first quarter of 2026 for Margarita Style. It says that this month, you're wasting it by worrying. You're wasting it by thinking of all the things you didn't do, all the stuff that you could do wrong. Honestly, January is an absolute waste if you're going to just question yourself and question your instincts. Thankfully, you will be giving it a rest. And then second month, February, is a month of interactions. Meeting new people, exchanging details with them, seeing what you can do for them, what they can do for you. That's February. And then March allows you to pivot the direction of your business, pivot the direction of your career, and you'll feel more at liberty, more liberated, more free, more capable, and you'll allow yourself to plan things on a much larger scale. So hopefully Margarita Style, that helps a little. Mark says, indeed, you're lucky. I figured out what Tata said. She seemed lovely. It's sad when we pass, and I know how close I was to it. Anyway, go on, pull a few cards, please, darling. Thanks. Absolutely. Funnily enough, Tata passed, not from the big C, but while receiving treatment for it. And it was a dreadful story, an absolute horrific story that I wish not to repeat in public, not to drag anyone down. But yeah, some of us were close to it, closer to it than others. So let's have a little look at a few cards for Marcus. Success is always in your cards, and today is no different. Success. It says to go back to your big projects, to start looking at monetizing them. It says to put out the written word first. So before the spoken word, before the sung word, put out the written word first. There's a series of 4, and that needs to come out. And weirdly, it looks like somebody's going to ask to manage you. And of course, your natural answer will be like, no, it's fine, I myself. But that person has incredible contacts. So I'm not telling you to definitely go with her, but I am telling you to at least think about it. At least consider it. So yeah, how amazing. Nilda says, thank you, honey. You're welcome. Cam says, Inbaal, do you see JP contacting me this month? Let's have a look. JP contact or not so contact? JP definitely contacts you this month, but tries to pretend like it was either accidental or that it doesn't mean that much. So there's something there that is a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Not manipulative, evasive. There's something that's like a little bit evasive, not like fully trustworthy. But if you're asking if he's contacting or not, yes. So if you need that contact, it's definitely coming. It's happening this month. Mark is saying to Rob, why are you not on our side of the screen, mister? Get over here. Actually, let me explain it to anybody watching. And also big shout out hi to anybody who's watching us like after the live. So we're live at the moment, like I said, on multiple platforms. But after the live, this will get uploaded to different podcasting networks and will be available to watch again on YouTube and on Facebook. And if I remember to post it, also on Instagram. So for anyone watching live or afterwards, you should know that over the last few weeks, maybe a couple of months, the streaming platform that we use started broadcasting the show in 2 formats. So if you're watching me on YouTube, you're watching me widthwise as a portrait. Is that portrait? No, as a landscape. And if you're watching me on Instagram and I think also on Facebook, you're watching me in portrait. And on YouTube, it goes out as 2 separate broadcasts. So if you're seeing people messaging from YouTube, but you're not seeing their messages on your screen, it's because YouTube's figured that they're just going to broadcast it twice, both live as widthwise and live as lengthwise. So when Marcus says to Rob, why are you not on our side of the screen? It's because they're watching it in different formats. And I can see that Rob is watching the show in lengthwise and Mark is watching widthwise. It may be unnecessary, but if it helped anybody figure out what's going on, then then I've done my thing. Rob says, well, that's totally accurate. Thank you. And you're right. Anything at this point just need the mix up. Absolutely. The biggest journey starts with a single step. Marcus says, freaking love your mug there with TV, L, and Z on there. Actually, this mug is old, so it's just TV and Z on it. And I didn't realize that's what it was because I don't usually use these mugs. But it was only when I lifted it to have a drink and saw it on the screen. Well, it was this side. And I was like, oh, but it is it's 10 years old, so nobody looks like this anymore. Georgia says, can you do mine? Could I still do the private booking though? Absolutely. So I don't know that I got the questions from you. I know that I got like the confirmation earlier. Let me make sure. It's because you use an unusual spelling for your name, so it's easy to know who you are. Let me see. Whew. Sorry. I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I open the Instagram, it's always like a disaster. First off, oh, there we go. Yeah, so you haven't sent the questions yet, but even if and when I'm putting hearts on your messages, even if and when you do send the 3 questions, until I've answered them, you can change them. So sometimes, if it takes me like a day and a half to answer and something has already sort of happened, and you'd like to change the question, just message me and you say sort of question 2, can we sort of do it a little different, and you ask it differently. It's no problem at all. So Georgia says, can you do mine? Absolutely. So let's do a little general for you. Georgia. Right. So it says, first of all, at the moment, you are overthinking things in a really extreme way. In your world of overthinking, everything that goes wrong is your fault, and everything that's gone right is somebody else's fault. So you are not practicing self-love at the moment, not at all. And it says that you're feeling a bit low and you can't figure out why. This is why, this is the why, this is the outcome, this is the why, this is the outcome. And what it says here, so as a solution, we've got the moon card. And the moon card is the card of dreams. Do you remember what your dreams used to be? Do you remember what you used to want to do? Because do it. You know what I mean? Start marching towards fulfilling your dreams. I know it sounds like toxic positivity, and it kind of is. It is. I can't deny it. But toxic positivity has served me really well. I love the toxic positivity because toxic positivity says to you, yeah, things will still turn out all right, even when you're like at rock bottom. And that's exactly the kind of talk that you need when you're at rock bottom. So focus on a dream, focus on multiple dreams, and plan, like make a multi-step plan to go and do it. We've got Kristen sending hearts. Oh, are you the sweetest? And those are such nice colors together. I adore it. Marcus says, for C and Tatisha, we shall discuss and we meet up soon. Thanks for the reading. You're super welcome. Yeah, no, I'm happy to tell you like on a message. But yeah, you'll get it. You'll understand it immediately. We've got Leland's mum, who says, like for new sub, may I ask a question? 100% yes. Of course, please ask a question. That's what moves the show forward. And it is really important for us as creators that you like and subscribe and all that. But just so that we're clear, there's no obligation to subscribe. And if for any reason you want to ask a question and you're not a subscriber, that's cool too. That's really, really fine. 100%, you are welcome. The door is open. Go ahead and ask the question. I'm going to get to you shortly. I've got Turner, Happy New Year, saying not very well again. Can I get this sorted? Daughters aren't very helpful. Is that the truth? Let's see. Will you get this sorted? You will get this sorted. You'll get it sorted mostly on your own. But it says that you need to get out and about. So there's something very, very basic about the solution to how you're feeling, where fresh air will make a big change, where movement will make a big change, where staying indoors and staying sat down is making things worse rather than make things better, if that makes sense. I hope that gives at least a little bit of a direction, like a, little bit of a thread. Rob says to Mark, I'm enjoying how in my face it's in this format. So when I minimize the reply to message, I can see really clearly still. I know when I switch around to sort of look at the Instagram, I must admit I'm a little bit alarmed at how there's like a face and nothing else. Is a little alarming. And Rob is helpful saying to Leland's mom. Sorry, I think the messages are moving a little slowly. Go ahead and ask your question for sure. Amy says, again, sorry, your message is taking its time to come to the screen, even though I can see it so clearly here. Amy says, the 2 separate broadcasts, unsure why. I think it's very clear why. So that if you want to watch your YouTube on your phone, it comes lengthwise, because if you watch widthwise on your phone, everything is like teeny tiny. So if you're watching it on a mobile format, then it comes lengthwise. And if you're watching it on YouTube, say on a laptop, like what I'm looking at now, then you want to watch it widthwise. That is why the 2 separate broadcasts. Leland's mum is saying, thank you. Has Isaac been faithful to me today? Let's have a look. But don't mind me saying that if you're having to ask on a day-by-day basis, maybe the issue is a little bit bigger. You deserve more than a single day of fidelity. So has Isaac been faithful to you today or not so much? It depends how you define it. And again, when we get to the specific dictionary definition of faithfulness, we have a bigger issue. So if you were there with him, you would not have been pleased. You would not have been delighted with what was going on. But when he comes back to you and says, I was faithful, I didn't cheat, then also grammatically, he's not wrong. So at the moment, he's kind of dancing on semantics, on what he can get away with. That is already like not great. Maybe we can fix you up with someone nicer right here on the chat. Age, location. Georgia says, I will send the questions after this. Absolutely. Marcus says, my bad with a kid who was missing, but still nice. And yeah, it will be old because you're a safe mummy. Thank you. It is old. Actually, the newer ones, most of them are broken. Like we can reorder. I think the company sort of saved the format. We've got all the pictures, and my dad's got one of each mug, and my grandmother's got one of each mug. But the newer ones are broken because we generally use the one with all 4 kids, because I think it sends kind of a damaging message to prance around the house with the mug with 3 kids on. Rob is sending Leland's mom a hug. Mwah. Blessings. Georgia is saying thank you. Mark is saying, I just realized in 1997 I was his age now, getting ready for June and leaving school. That feels strange to realize. Maybe the message is for you. It's a whole lifetime. Is it 97? Sorry, you know what my eyes are like. Yeah, 13 of the 3rd, 97. So not quite 29 years, but will be 29 years in 2 months. Daldal is saying, I'm dreaming big for humanity. So when my finances change to match the dream, is it a question? Dreaming big for humanity. So when my finances change to match the dream. I don't know if it's a question or a statement, Dal, so I don't want to confuse you. There's not that many messages after you. So just resend the question. There's not many messages after you, so I'm going to get to you definitely before we finish. But if it is a question, resend it either with a question mark or, with a preposition or something to make it a little clearer for me. Izzy is saying hi and saying what's coming in for love. Thank you. Let's see what's coming up for Izzy for love. Do you know? Quite a lot. But it says that, first of all, it's bringing someone that you just sort of get excited about physically. It's bringing like a passion and attraction. And then that kind of grows into a real obvious compatibility. And you think to yourself, isn't it sweet that the person that I have those feelings for actually ended up having like a matching personality to me? So the compatibility is a surprise. It's really like out of the blue. And then it turns out that this person is literally the person of your dreams, but it creeps up on you little by little. And what this says is not to turn someone away because you think that it's just, it's just a temporary thing. It's just an attraction. It's just a physical thing, because that physical thing could turn out to be everything you've ever wanted. Sabrina says, I've been listening while I was working. That is exciting. I have got some messages from you that I haven't opened. I can see that you sent some before I looked, but after we started. Is amazing. She sent me the updated link, so I can. Amazing. Leland's mom saying, "Thank you so much for clarity. More than clarity, I'm sending you lots and lots of vibes." Sabrina says, "I sent over my daughter application for the school I wanted to go to a few minutes ago." Magic, magic, magic. Deaky Body saying, could I have a reading, please? Absolutely. Just a general. Let's have a look. Reading for DB. And it shows that when you're trying to choose whether to focus your life on love or on success, it says to you, the two are the same. When you have the love, you will feel this strength, this confidence that will allow you to go for the success. Or if you get the success first, that'll give you the confidence to go for the love. It doesn't matter which you choose, because when you choose one, you're actually choosing both. So that's a lot of luck coming up for you. Dal says, question, amazing. Told you the message will come up quick. So let me scroll up. And so the question is, I'm dreaming big for humanity. So when my finances change to match the dream, let's have a look at timescale. When will the finances change? The finances might not fully match up with the dream. So the big dream needs to be broken down to about like 10 stages, like 10 steps. And then you'll hit the first step within this year. And then you'll be ready to sort of hit 2-3 more steps next year. So if you're going for like the big, sort of bombastic outcome, then that's a few years. But if you can break these down to micro steps, you'll be hitting 2 to 3 steps every year. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to ask it in a different way, no problem. Mark is excited for Sabrina. Hope, 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 hope. Izzy says, whoever you choose. Daldal says, the question, sorry, yeah, got it, no problem. Marcus, enjoyed it. Welcome to the card of Aquarius. Yes, the star. So one of my favorite cards that showed up just a little while ago has the astrological connection of Aquarius, which is Mark's card. I think you will agree that it is stunning. It's absolutely beautiful. Not only do I think it's sort of one of the nicest cards, but I think in this deck, it's like one of the nicest cards of like cards and all the decks. Do you know what I mean? Sabrina is thanking Mark. Deek is saying general, which I already gave. And he's saying thanks, very polite. So Marcus says, well, guys, this is your last 10 minutes. So thanks to Inbaal for tonight. As always, keep safe, everyone. And I shall catch you all on Thursday for Inbaal, Laura, and those adorable kitties. Thank you for the reminder. So the Thursday show is at 11:30 in the morning for the UK. I'm here with my lovely friend Laura, who is a psychic and an artist and a speaker and an author. And we do this, but like together. So if you're on the New York timeline, it will be 6:30 in the morning for you. But we will also, have it on catch up a little bit later. So Sabrina says, if there's time, if not, no worries. Can I have a general reading, please? Absolutely, it'll be fun. So general reading for Sabrina. Oh, I've got your thing in an envelope with your address on by the sofa. So your general says, it tells you, keep taking action. I know that you're thinking, well, maybe it'll be too much. Maybe if I keep taking action, it'll spoil the energy. It'll take away from what I've already done. I don't want to take action that will cancel the previous action. And it says to you, that is just your brain interfering with the natural flow of things. But actually, opportunities are coming and you want to grab all of them. And that's really matching with Dal, who says, thank you, I like big results, right? Same. So I think this is the final reading for this evening from Anne Eva, saying, hello, what's coming up in love for me, please? And we have a row of gorgeous hearts. So, Anne, what's coming up in love for you? It's showing new love. New love is a mixed blessing because you will have love, but also it says if there's anyone in the past that you still think about, that you still dream about, then they're going. And so when this new love starts, it shows that it's somebody where there's kind of a mismatch. Maybe they're very far from you. Maybe they work a career that's sort of difficult. It's not really compatible with your career. So it will require for you to make some changes in your life in order to match with how this person lives their life. And you can very successfully incorporate this love into your life, but you need to accept the changes. It's either staying rooted to the spot, staying exactly where you are, or going ahead with the changes. And the changes are much better for you. Marcus says, and Sabrina's daughter's card. Oh yeah, of course, Aquarius. Anne says, I posted my question. Can you see it, please? Yes, I could. And Mark goes, cough, cough. Absolutely. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you for spending this evening with me. I am going to go to sleep very soon. So if any of you are sending me messages and so on, it might be tomorrow before I get to them. Cam has got the genius idea. Can we have a live on manifesting, please? Yes. Do you work daytime or are you around? Because I could do a live on manifesting with Laura on Thursday if you're around from like 11:30 to 12:30, or we can speak on manifesting next week here on a Tuesday evening. You choose. Your idea. You choose. Sabrina says thank you. Rob says thanks for the reading. Take care, everyone. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna play our exit music, and then afterwards there's also like a little what do you call it? There's a little advert for the upcoming show, so stick around and watch it, and I will see you very, very hopefully in the near future. Night night.